In a future where disease, pollution, and corporate greed have made getting a delicious meal more difficult than ever, the residents of Night City must prepare their food without eggs, dairy, or meat. This is Cyberpunk Kitchen. We will recreate meals from the action role-playing game Cyberpunk 2077 using ingredients that are readily available. So let's get started with today's recipe and see what a cyberpunk future might taste like. The reference for today's recipe is a phone conversation between V and Judy Alvarez as part of the quest Talking About a Revolution.
Judy, so, you got a plan?
Damn right I do. Come over to mine tonight. Gonna lay the groundwork with Tom and Roxy. They're with us. Micah will be here too.
How'd you manage that?
Got something really big. Tell you everything tonight. Last thing, what do you like on your pizza?
A&A, artichokes and avocado flavor, and zucchini for good measure.
Ooh, fancy. So, I'll see you come evening?
Of course I'll be there.
So let's see if we can put together our own version of V's favorite avocado and artichoke pizza. All ingredients are listed in the text for this video. The ingredients will be prepared in 3 phases. The first phase is the pizza sauce, then the crust, then the toppings. Pre-made pizza sauce is perfectly fine to use, but if you don't have pre-made pizza sauce, you can make it very easily as follows. Empty a can of tomato paste in a bowl. Add the olive oil, sugar, oregano, salt, basil, and mix well. Set aside to allow the flavors to blend while making the rest of the ingredients. Next we'll work on the crust. Most pizza uses a crust leavened with yeast. Using a yeast-raised crust will add at least an hour to the prep time. Instead, let's use a crust leavened with baking powder. This will decrease the crust's prep time to about 20 minutes. Combine all the dry ingredients in a large bowl and mix well. A whisk works well for this. Add the water and the olive oil to the dry ingredients and stir until combined into a ball. Turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface and knead until the dough becomes a smooth ball. You may need to add some more flour to the surface or to your hands to prevent sticking. Put the ball back into the bowl and cover with a damp towel or paper towel and let the dough rest for 15 minutes. Start preheating the oven to 400 degrees. While the dough is resting, prepare the rest of the ingredients. Dice the avocado and cut up the artichokes. Remember, the pizza will only be in the oven for about 20 minutes, so for the ingredients to cook thoroughly, they should be cut into fairly small pieces. Cut up any other toppings you want to add. If you want to add zucchini, as suggested by V during the in-game reference, my suggestion is to cut the zucchini into quarter-inch chunks and pre-cook them in a frying pan. After the dough is rested for 15 minutes, it's time to roll out the crust. For a thin crust pizza, divide the dough in half. This will result in 2 pizzas. Roll out the dough on a floured surface using a rolling pin to the size of your pizza pan. Transfer the rolled out dough to the pizza pan. For some added flavor, cook some crushed garlic in a tablespoon of olive oil or melted butter and brush onto the outside of the crust. You can even add some sesame seeds for added flair. Use the back of a soup spoon to evenly spread the pizza sauce onto the crust. Sprinkle the toppings evenly over the pizza. Finally, sprinkle the cheese over the top of the pizza. Dairy-free cheese isn't that hard to find. Good dairy-free cheese is a bit more difficult. What makes a good cheese, in my opinion, is whether it melts and if it's stretchy like dairy-based mozzarella. Place the pizza in the preheated oven on a middle rack. Allow the pizza to cook for about 20 minutes or until the cheese starts to brown. Remove the pizza, cut, and serve. First, let's look at the nutrition. The actual nutrition will depend on the specific ingredients used, especially the dairy-free cheese. And finally, let's look at the Primo meter. I'd never had an avocado and artichoke pizza before I made this recipe. It's good, I like it. The baking soda crust will taste different than a yeast-raised crust. I recommend adding the garlic and the sesame seeds for extra flavoring. If you try this recipe out, let me know what you think in the comments below.